Here we are today, Phil, at Plympton St Maurice. Is the building behind us an original or not?
No, this was built after the Civil War in the 1680s. The original building that stood here is quite similar in design, but it's not here anymore. It's gone. So it's a new build. But St Maurice, Plympton St Maurice, people mix it up. And when I talk to people about the Civil War and they say to me, is Plympton St Maurice named after Prince Maurice? And I say, no, it's nothing to do with it. It's named after St Maurice. Prince Maurice was no saint. He was a brother of Prince Rupert. And he came to Plympton after Dartmouth's surrender in 1643. In the summer of 1643, he was very ill. The plague had broken out in his army at Dartmouth. Bad weather, mud, poor supplies. Plague broke out in the army. He brought that plague with him to Plymouth. He camped here at Plympton for a while with his army, and the people of Plympton suffered. There was a big increase in burials in 1643 December in Plymouth and Plympton and Plymstock, all the areas around Plymouth. So the plague was brought in by the Royalist army, spread to the Parliamentarian army in Plymouth, and was given to the people of these towns, and everybody suffered big time in that period of the war. Other than that, the famous Battle of Freedom Fields that took place, Prince Maurice was not up to his usual standard. He was the sickness brought him right down, and he was unable really to coordinate his campaign as well as he did up until that time, which included the siege of Exeter and Dartmouth. Both towns, the city of Exeter and Dartmouth, surrendered to Prince Maurice, but Plymouth didn't. And I think the illness he brought with him, the death, and his army's suffering did not help his cause one bit.
So you think then, Phil, possibly the plague could have affected the efficiency of his army?
It affected both armies.
Both armies?
Both armies, because if you read the burial records in St Andrews, the biggest death rate during the war for Plymouth was December 1643. And a lot of those people died of the disease brought in by the Royalists. Obviously, when they fought with the contact from prisoners, etc., was devastating for the communities around Plymouth, in and around Plymouth. So we suffered a lot.
Thank you very much, Phil.
Well.